You know, it's hard to think of anyone else who's fallen as far as M. Night Shyamalan.
Hi, I'm M. Night Shyamalan.
For those of you who don't remember, or perhaps you're too young to know, his movie The Sixth Sense was a smash hit. It made him an overnight success and cemented him as one of the best working directors of the time. But then in 2004, he made this, which was soon followed by flop after flop after flop, which ruined his reputation and caused everyone to think this.
Oh, brother, this guy stinks!
However, when I saw the trailer for Trap, I was curious to see if he still had any of the creativity that made him a superstar and see if he could climb his way up the Hollywood ladder. So, will Trap manage to redeem this once revered director, or will it be more like this?
Plan on murdering me in my sleep.
What? No.
Do you like movies with generic pop songs?
Oh, yeah!
Well, then I've got a movie made just for you. Watch your step and turn off the baby monitor, folks, as we take a spoiler-free look at Trap.
You guys did this!
So Trap is the story of Cooper, a man who finds himself trapped in a nightmare for anyone over 40, an arena full of teenagers. As it turns out, he and his daughter Riley are at a concert featuring Lady Raven, a pop star who makes terrible music and who is played by the daughter of M. Night Shyamalan, Shalika Shyamalan. Now, you may be asking yourself, wait a second, is this movie just an expensive way to further his daughter's singing career? Yes, it is.
I like nepotism.
Sadly, like most men in their mid-40s, Cooper has to use the bathroom unexpectedly, and it's here that he asks a t-shirt vendor named Jamie why there are so many police at the concert.
You know the butcher? The freaking nut job that goes around chopping people up? They set up a trap for him.
That's right, the FBI is looking for the killer known as the Butcher, and they're using the concert as a way to secretly trap him. But there's just one small problem. Cooper is the Butcher.
No way!
How do I know that? Well, mostly because it was in the movie trailer, but also because he does all of the things that killers do, like awkwardly smiles at the camera, pushes people downstairs, and works in fast food.
Yours tastes like piss and flies, don't it?
Now, why are they going out of their way to make their secret trap as obvious as possible? Well, I'm not sure, but remember everyone, this was written by the same guy who made this.
Why are you acting this way?
Anyway, Cooper is now facing a real dilemma. He must find a way to escape the arena without being caught and exposing his daughter to his secret double life, which, for anyone else, would be a challenge. But luckily for Cooper, this police force is full of idiots, so it's not really a big deal at all. And as Cooper tries to escape and the cops try to spring their trap, the movie we end up with is just terrible, with characters who have to recite awful wooden dialogue, a story that's dull, uninteresting, and full of plot contrivances, features one of the worst third acts in a movie I've ever seen, and has a feeble attempt at a twist ending that's so cliche it boggles the mind. Before we get into that, let me go over the things I liked about the movie, and say that Josh Hartnett and Ariel Donahue, who plays his daughter, are very good together. Despite having to say dialogue written by the same genius who wrote this,
let's just stay ahead of the wind.
They actually have really good chemistry, and they're able to capture the father-daughter dynamic very well. And if the movie had focused on them more instead of Shalika Shyamalan's singing career, it would have been a lot better. And speaking of Shalika Shyamalan, she is
awful.
Now, apparently, she is a singer, and that makes sense because when she's just on stage, she does fine. But as the movie goes on and she actually has to act in front of a camera, it's pretty rough. I would say she's Sofia Coppola levels of terrible.
No, Dad.
As the actual story goes, there really isn't much to it at all. In fact, like most Shyamalan movies, it doesn't appear that much thought was given to it past its initial premise. A fact that becomes obvious when you realize that the movie has 20 minutes of concert footage that are being used to pad its runtime. The movie also holds a world record for most plot contrivances ever seen in a movie. Contrivances that do a big disservice to the character of Cooper because they don't make him look like a cunning Dexter Morgan-like sociopath as much as they make the FBI and the police look like total idiots, who despite having tons of officers, cameras, and arena workers looking for him in every inch of the arena, still allow Cooper to walk around unnoticed. He's able to walk into employees-only areas despite obviously not being an employee. He walks through crowds of police even though he matches the description of the man they're looking for, and he's even able to make his way backstage. It turns out, running from the cops is really easy when they're all really stupid. So, would I recommend the movie? Absolutely not. I won't say it's the worst movie of the year. I mean, it's no Madam Web, but it's definitely going to make some worst of the year lists towards the end of December. I will say that this movie does prove that any of the talent that made M. Night Shyamalan what he was is long gone, and if there's any justice in the world, we won't be hearing from him anytime soon.